order the Monday, June 23rd, 2025, Wytheville Town Council meeting at 6:00 p.m. held in the Municipal Building at 150 East Monroe Street, Wytheville, Virginia. We do have a quorum. Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance, led by Councilwoman Holly Atkins.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next is approval of the agenda.
Madam Mayor, I would like to amend the agenda to consider a request from Open Door for a vested right to the setbacks for the Monroe North Apartments project.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion? I hear none. This will be a roll call vote. Start with Vice Mayor Johnson.
Johnson, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Patterson, aye.
Joseph Hand, aye.
Thank you. Just for FYI purposes, recess can happen at 7 o'clock. Next is the consent agenda, which consists of the minutes of the regular meeting of June 9th, 2025, and the work session of June 10th, 2025. I will need a motion.
So moved, Madam Mayor.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Do I hear none? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? All right. Next on the agenda is a public hearing to consider the appropriation to the fiscal year 2024-25 budget due to unexpected expenditures during the fiscal year. Mr. Moore, do you have any comments before we open this up?
I just want to mention, Madam Mayor, that this includes two items in the snapshot toward the end of the year of that were over budget. One is the Homestead Endowment Fund, taking money from the Homestead Endowment Fund of $850 and an expenditure for Build It 25, which is a carryover from last year, excuse me, that was not billed to the town until this fiscal year. So those two items were over budget.
All right, thank you. I will now open up the public hearing. We do not have anybody that has signed in that wish to speak at the public hearing. Is there anybody else present in the room that would like to speak? All right, I don't know. We will close that public hearing. And I'll need consideration by town council to amend and appropriate the 2024-25 Wytheville Economic Development Authority WEDA fund budget in the amount of $3,976 and the Homestead Endowment Fund budget in the amount of $850, and to authorize the town treasurer to make the funds transfers. So I need a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Did I hear a second?
I'll do second, yes.
Okay.
I'm
Motion
sorry.
and second.
I didn't want to jump in front of anybody.
Is there any discussion, questions, concerns? All right, hear none. This will be a roll call vote. So Councilman Hand.
Aye.
Patterson, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Johnson, aye.
All right, that's unanimous. Next on the agenda would be Mr. Stidham and for Open Door Cafe. Listen to me, Open Door Cafe. Anyway, do you want to come up to the podium? Steve, do you have something prepared for this?
We did receive, and I believe you have at your place a request to consider the vested right provision for the Monroe North housing project. And that's what Mr. Sidham is here to grant, to get your approval for that vested right.
Right, I'm already confused. That one's done, right?
That should be it, right? So that should be what.
All right, so basically it says, dear town council members, Open Door community and affiliates hereby request a vested right to be set back for Monroe North apartment project as provided by Virginia law. So, everybody need a motion?
Move.
Motion and a second? So is there any dialogue or discussion or questions for Mr. Moore? Or all right, there are none.
Mayor Taylor, this is the one that we've been talking about a little bit, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I need a motion. Think I got one? Motion and a second.
Second.
No.
He did that.
Yep. All right, roll call vote.
Joseph Hand, aye.
Patterson, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Johnson, aye.
All right.
Thank you.
So, thank you,
for
sir.
coming.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Next on the agenda is citizens period. I do not believe there's anybody here signed in to speak, so we will move forward. Next on the agenda is consider an appointment to the joint IDA Authority of Wytheville County to fill the unexpired term of Vicky Parks. It expires December 31, 2024. Mr. Corbin, do you have anything to say before?
Just that this has been advertised on the town's website and on Facebook, and we did not receive any applications except for Mr. Bloomfield's contained in the package.
So I need a motion, please.
So moved, Madam Mayor.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? All right, congratulations to. Next is, on the agenda is consider ordinance number 1450, an ordinance amending and reenacting ordinance number 1028, generally known as the personal rules, regulations, and policies of the town of Wytheville, Virginia, so that to amend and reenact Section 5, the leaves of absence, subsection 5.9, legal holidays, and on first and final reading. Mr. Moore, do you have anything to?
I can give you a quick summary of this. When police officers and other personnel work on a holiday, they're granted that holiday, able to bank that holiday for use at a future time. And what's happened is some of them have been very efficient at banking those holidays, so they have an excess supply of those. And this just limits that to 120 hours per year and says they have to take it within 6 months. There are a couple that there is a provision for a couple of them who have banked so many hours it may take them more than 6 months, and that gives the town manager the authority to grant them an additional time to take that leave. But this will be changing the maximum they can bank in the future, so they have to be efficient about using that time.
Does anybody have any questions regarding the subject, Ms. Moore? Do I need a motion, please?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any further discussion? Be a roll call vote. Start with Vice Mayor Johnson.
Johnson, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Patterson, aye.
Joseph Hand, aye.
Unanimous. Next on the agenda is to consider ordinance number 1451, an ordinance amending and reenacting Chapter 7, Licenses and Business Regulations, Article 2, Business, Professional, and Occupation License, Division 2, Rates, Section 7-66, Yard Sales and Flea Markets of the Code of the Town of Wytheville, Virginia, on first and final reading. Do you have anything to say to that, Mr. Moore?
This is just extending the amount of time that yard sales may be taken in the town, and it's to accommodate the escape from the interstate provision that has the 100-mile yard sale.
Does anybody have any questions for? Right. Please,
So moved, Madam Mayor.
have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, is there any discussion? All right, hearing none. This will be a roll call vote, we'll start with Councilman Hand.
Aye.
Patterson, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Johnson, aye.
Unanimous. Next on the agenda is to consider ordinance number 1452, an ordinance amending and reenacting ordinance number 1028, generally known as Personnel Rules, Regulations, and Policies of the Town of Wytheville, Virginia, so as to amend section Employment, subsection 210, Hours of Work, and section 4, Pay of Employees, subsection 4.6, Overtime Pay, section 5, Public Safety Employees. Mr. Moore, you're on.
Madam Mayor, this is, as you may recall, some years ago when the police department was seeking LEOs, they agreed to work as a regular schedule, the maximum allowed by federal law, and the same applied for the firefighters. And this would revert that back to their normal 160 hours per work period. They can still be required without overtime to work those extra hours, but this would not be a requirement going forward on a weekly basis.
Okay. Does anybody have any more questions or dialogue about that? I think we talked about that in work session. All right, hearing none. We'll do a roll call vote. Stop.
Johnson, aye.
Atkins,
I'm
aye.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Need a motion? So moved.
Motion and a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Now is there any discussion? Hearing none. We start with a roll call vote. We'll start all over again.
Johnson, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Patterson, aye.
Hand, aye.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you all for keeping me on my toes here. All right. Next on the agenda is to consider. Oh, down to here. Discussion regarding requested the Wytheville Planning Commission to modify this. It's in town of the Wytheville zoning ordinance. At this point, I would like council to make a motion that Wytheville Town Council respectively request the Wytheville Planning Commission study modifying the current zoning ordinance to determine if it should be amended to include. What? No, that's all right. That's, as I said, I got them all. All right, so we're going to start all over again. So, with a discussion regarding the request by the Wytheville Planning Commission to modify the existing town Wytheville zoning ordinance. I I would like council to make a motion that the Wytheville Town Council respectively requests the Wytheville Planning Commission to just continue working on the Unified Development Ordinance, the UDO, and to study modifying the current zoning ordinance to bring it up to date with the state law. So I will need a motion.
I do not agree with that. I mean, I was not so that sentence that you just read, where did that come from?
Management.
I think maybe the word was discontinue working on the UDO.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry about that, Ms. Mayor.
So it is the discussion regarding requesting the Wytheville Planning Commission to modify the existing Town of Wytheville zoning ordinance.
That's what I understand.
And that's what we're, okay,
Is that correct?
to modify the ordinance that we already have.
You read that.
The clerk confirmed that's what was said. That was the motion.
Thank you. In that case, so moved.
All right, so I have a motion
Yes.
Second.
and a second. Motion and second. Is there any further discussion?
Is it discontinue working or continue working on the UDO?
Can we reread that one more time so we can all sort of be clear?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I would like council to make a motion that the Wytheville Town Council respectively request the Wytheville Planning Commission to discontinue working on the Unified Development Ordinance, UDO, and to study modifying the current zoning ordinance to bring it up to date with the state law.
That's your motion, Mr. Ham.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Ms. Corbin, you want to confirm the second? I
Yes,
don't remember who
So yes, it
seconded.
is to discontinue.
yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hand confirmed the motion. Who seconded that? Could you
Vice
confirm?
Mayor
I did.
Can you confirm your second, Madam
Mhm.
Vice Mayor, after it was reread?
I'm
Will
sorry.
you confirm your second after it was reread? Madam
Yes,
Vice Mayor?
yes, I did second the motion, and it is to discontinue the work of the Unified Development Ordinance.
And so we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion, questions, concerns?
Madam Mayor, this council granted the Planning Commission several weeks ago to modify our zoning ordinances and unify it into one nice, easy-to-read ordinance. And we were calling it the Unified Development Ordinance. The 7 commissioners have spent a lot of time and effort on this project. They've even done homework, extra time at night on this project. We are this close to being finished. This close. And for us to stop the project being that close is disappointing to me. I'm a commissioner on the board, and there's 6 others that are on that board. And to get that close to finishing and not let us complete it and present it to the 5 of us is disheartening. There's going to be issues from now on about our ordinances. And we're not in compliance with state codes and local town codes. And that's what we're trying to do, is to marry these two. And we're trying to look after the citizens and the planning of this town for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Saying that, I'm just really disappointed that we want to dissolve us finishing the project. It's disheartening. I took a ride with Mr. Hand several weeks ago, and he and I discussed
the UDO. And in our ride over town, we stopped and looked at several locations, and he and I both had discussions, and the last thing he said to me, Ms. Patterson, was 90% of the UDO is good. I have heartburn with 10% of it. When I got out of the truck that night, Mr. Hand, I felt really good that you made that statement to me. And you made that statement. And I felt really good. I said, oh, good. Joseph is close to believing in the project that we're trying to do. That said, that 10% that he might have issues with, I can tell you tonight, council, it's been watered down. We've eliminated some things that he has requested. We've been rethinking some of it. And again, we're so close. We are so close to finishing this project that I would like to see us to continue and bring it before the council. I'm asking you tonight to please rethink this, of discontinuing this project. That's what I'm asking tonight, is please. We are really close. Is it a perfect UDO? No, ma'am. No, sir, it's not. Never will be. We're going to continue making changes. But it's a start. And this is what this town needs. We need good controlled planning, and we've got it in the new UDO, and hopefully when it's said and done, people are going to like it. So I'm asking you tonight to please consider letting the Planning Commission, the commissioners, finish this project. We're committed. You gave us the task to do this, and believe me, we've been working hard on it.
I'm sorry, when was the task given?
Probably close to 2 years ago, Ms. Johnson.
Or maybe 3, was it in 2022?
I can't give you the exact date, but I know we've been working very diligently.
Was I on council at that time?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No,
so I
ma'am.
did not give you the go-ahead.
No, but
Let's be clear on that, because I did not.
I'm just saying,
But you said
a
you
council gave
as
us
council.
permission.
The former council, I was not on that council,
Well,
so I didn't give you the
I'm
go-ahead.
not arguing for, yeah.
I just need to be clear on that.
Sure, that's fine.
So, Ms. Patterson, from my knowledge, has the Planning Commission, have they had an opportunity to have dialogue about whether or not how they feel about? As a meeting, have they had dialogue, your Planning Commission, about going a different direction? Or, in other words, have you all discussed it together?
We've all had concerns and questions, and that's why it's taken us so long, Mayor, just to try to figure out exactly the wording and how we want it stated. And, yeah, we've all had questions and concerns, and
My question, I
It's-
think, was, have they had an opportunity to hear what I just said, and for them to help make the decision like you're trying to do? I don't know. So has anybody gone to in the meeting and said, this is what we want to do? Has anybody from management or anybody approached the people on that committee and say, this is what we're going to do, or want to do?
Beth, we've had public meetings held, we've had forums, we've had workshops, we've advertised in the Southwest Virginia Enterprise, we've put it on our webpage, town webpage. We've gotten the word out many, many ways. And, as far as negativity, we haven't had anybody come to the meeting that is speaking negative about it. And I just,
Didn't they were instructed to do a survey, I believe. Did you all not send something out on Survey Monkey?
We did. We
What
did
was
a
the
public
response?
input survey, correct. And we had all various types of responses. A majority of them were for the UDO and the work that we were doing.
They were or were
They
not?
were.
They were.
Correct. The majority was for the work that we were doing. We did that probably 6 to 9 months ago. It's been a while. I apologize. I didn't bring that data with me, but to answer your question, no, the Planning Commission has not been made aware that the Town Council is looking at this other option. So whatever you decide tonight will be communicated to the Planning Commission. But just to echo Ms. Pattison, as somebody who's worked on the UDO with the Planning Commission, I think it would go a long ways if you gave them the opportunity to present it to you, and then you could send it back at that time with a resounding no, if that's your choice.
There's nothing that they could change. I wasn't on council either, so I did not instruct that project to be done. I do believe that there are benefits to the new UDO. However, there is too many questions that are not answered. And even though you guys have been working on it for an extensive period of time, there is 300 and some pages of a document that the majority of even the staff do not understand. And I don't know how you enforce an ordinance that you don't understand. And that as far as people not complaining, I came and spoke out vividly against it in a public meeting, Ms. Pattison. So not everybody was for it. That's just not accurate, because I was at some of the meetings.
I will agree.
Okay.
You have been there and you spoke out. But as far as I can remember, Mr. Hand, you're the only one that's shown up. So we need to.
Yes, ma'am, because this is my job, and I have years and years of experience working in this field. So maybe I speak the most because I feel like I've had the most experience with our current ordinances. And does it need to be updated? Yes, I support that completely. What I do not support is adopting an ordinance that we don't understand, and then we're just going to see what happens and fix the problems as they come along. That is not a way to lead. It's not a way. I don't want to put our town at risk, because we don't know the outcomes of a whole lot of these things, which are so new to Wytheville, foreign to Wytheville. It's not who we are. The whole concept of it, and I'm saying it, this is not the first time I've said this in a public meeting. I said this before I came on council. I came before I even decided I was going to run for council, and spoke out my concerns about it. And I do think there's some ways to marry some of this together, but what was instructed was that you take the old ordinance and throw it out and create a brand new one. That was the mistake, is not marrying them from the beginning. Now you've created something new, and ours is over here, and there's this big split between them. How do you marry them now? I'm not sure, but I cannot support it as it is written, and just can't. So, and I appreciate all of the time that has gone into it. I truly do. I tried to stop it last year. Tried to stop it when I came on council. I tried to stop it so you wouldn't waste any more time on it. And, it just takes time. So I would ask that council support what was asked tonight, that we discontinue it. However, be open to making the changes in our ordinance, and quickly, so that people can do what they want to do. Let's ask what they want to do, and let's make some of those changes. It doesn't have to be hard. We just need to have a conversation about what people actually want to see. Because I haven't heard that. When I would go, people didn't know. They were saying yes, but they didn't even understand what it was, and that's okay. But they didn't ask for any specific things that I know of, and I ask over and over about these complaints. I ask, please tell me what they're complaining about. I never got a response, ever, about. So, not to continue, but I would ask you to please support what's on the table.
I do have a question. Are there any projects being held at this time, waiting on this to pass?
Not to my knowledge, no.
So there's nothing that's been promised, no one's talked about, or anything like that
No.
to wait until things pass?
No.
Okay.
Somebody gonna say something? I mean, I just think it would be nice if we could have the courtesy to approach the planning commission and have that dialogue with them and see what they want to do. I mean, after all, they've put all this time and effort into it.
It's really
That's
not
just my
their
opinion.
decision. I mean, that's fine, but I mean, I feel like.
Well, I know it's
we need
not,
to
but I still
instruct
think-
them. And there are some folks on that board that have spoken out against it. They actually voted no. Dr. Taylor, it was voted down. They didn't pass it. So 3 of the people have already spoken. They said no. So I don't know why we would go back and try to ask them when it's already been voted down.
It was a split vote,
It was
3-3 that night.
It's
Had
still-
we
yeah.
had another gentleman here,
But it
it
didn't
was
work
a
that way.
possibility it would
It was
have
a
passed
possibility.
that night. But it was a 3-3 vote.
But it should concern you that if you
It-
have 3, even if it passed, you would still have 3.
Mr.
that
Hand,
didn't
it
agree
does
with it.
concern me. I want everybody on that commission to get their questions answered. I want my questions answered as well, and that's why it's taken so long. Yes, 3 voted no because they still had some questions, and we're slowly getting answers and getting resolutions to them. It's just taken a little time. The subjects aren't easy. They're not.
I have no problem bringing our current ordinance up to date with the codes as they need to be brought up. I have had maybe 2 people approach me that do not agree with it, and I respect some of the people on the planning commission who are not in agreement with it. I respect where they are coming from as well. I have to respect that. But right now, even when that's neither here nor there. But I just, I'm just not comfortable with it at this time, and I do not want to put something in place that I fully don't understand, and then have expectations of someone else. That's not right. It's not fair. So I need a full understanding of how it is really going to work. I don't want to have no trial and error going on when I can't hold people accountable for something through a trial and error. I just can't do that. We have ordinances that have been put in place, and I think that we need to bring those up to date. Whatever needs to be fixed in the ordinance that we currently have, then we need to fix it. But right now, I just can't say that I'm willing to go along with this passing.
And I do agree that we need some good control planning. I fully agree on that. We also need some properly trained people to implement those policies and ordinances. We do. And I just can't agree with it right now either, considering, some past history. I apologize. Can't do it.
Any other discussion? And so we had a motion and a second. No further discussion. It'll be a roll call vote. That was Vice Mayor.
Johnson, no.
Atkins, no.
Hold on. Let's go back and read this.
Would you vote yes or no?
Council will now hold a discussion. I need to I need to read the motion,
Right.
because I think I just,
The question is,
You
we're
can
going
ask the clerk to read the motion,
Yeah.
Madam Vice Mayor.
because we've had some dialogue, so we need to read it again. I would like to make a motion to the Wytheville Town Council respect request the Wytheville Planning Commission to discontinue working on the Unified Development Ordinance and to study modifying the current zoning ordinance to bring it up to date with state law. I want to do that. So
Yeah.
Johnson, aye.
Sorry, I'd like to discontinue as well. Atkins, aye.
Taylor, no?
Patterson, no.
Hand, aye. Yes.
We will move on to the next item, which
Thank you,
is
Jesus.
discussion regarding requesting the Wytheville Planning Commission to modify various sections. Make a motion that the Wytheville Town Council respectively requests the Wytheville Planning Commission study modifying and correct zoning ordinance to determine if it should be amended to include regulations for the use of tents in some or all zoning districts. Do I have a motion?
So move.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second, Madam Mayor.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I just want to, I think what we were looking at, I need to know exactly how the planning commission, I've sent you some verbiage.
I'm going to send that verbiage to the planning commission.
To the planning
Yes, ma'am.
commission.
But they develop it, and then it'll come to you, and then, of course, you can modify it when it comes back to council. But I will send them the information that you had, so they have that information.
All right.
Vice-
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll just need a little clarity on that just to make sure.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you so much. I
will send that
appreciate it.
language to you.
So yes, would like to make a motion for them to review that, please.
I don't know. I'd like to see I'd like to see you get more involved in helping us.
I was intending to go to the planning commission on that because
Good,
Vice Mayor
very good.
asked me
Yeah.
to present language.
I sent
Yes,
him
if that's
some
okay with-
information
Yeah,
that we need
I was
to
intending to
have
attend that.
brought.
Thank you.
It's very important
it is.
that we bring this before the planning commission.
I was, like I said, I was intending to attend that meeting.
I appreciate that. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
I
much.
think we all appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would appreciate when somebody's got something that's really, not straightforward, that maybe share with everybody too, at their discretion. But
I did. I said something that I said I had sent Mr. Castle some information.
can
I
send
did
it.
say
If you
that.
Don't have it, I can
Okay.
send it to all of you.
And if you want a copy of that email, I'll be happily forward it to you.
I just think not everybody was hearing or heard what you had said or read, so I apologize.
I would like to throw something in there if that's okay. I wouldn't like, Mr. Castle, if you can look at some type of verbiage to not for the council not to allow children who want to be camping out in their backyard with tents. Just like over a couple periods a day, not like this you were having
Yes, ma'am. And
across
that's
town.
why, the reason that I was planning on attending these planning commissions, because I do think that that's going to require some nuance.
Okay.
And so that's why I was planning on attending it, to make sure that the planning commission consider those nuances.
Okay, thank you.
And to make sure that they saw the language Ms. Johnson had, and then they can take it into
Okay.
account and do whatever they think is appropriate.
I still would just want to make sure kids can camp out in their backyards.
Yes, ma'am. And the language.
And adults.
And, oh, yeah. I'm in the doghouse probably, but yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
It
Castle.
does say something. What I sent him says something about recreation.
Okay.
So that would be for children.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, so I think we have a motion and a second on the table. Any other dialogue? This would be a roll call vote. We'll start with Councilman Hand.
Joseph Hand, aye.
Patterson, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Johnson, aye.
All right. Thank you all for that. On the agenda next is the upcoming meetings from Town Clerk Sherry Corbin, please.
Yes, ma'am, I do have just a few. The next regular scheduled town council work session meeting will be held tomorrow, June the 24th at 4 p.m. here in the council chambers. The New River Regional Water Authority will meet on Thursday, June 26th at 10 a.m. at the water plant in Austinville. Joint Industrial Development Authority will meet on Thursday, June 26th at 3 p.m. here in the council chambers. The Selecting Events Committee will meet on Tuesday, July 1st at 10 a.m. in Conference Room A here in the municipal building. The Town of Wytheville municipal offices will be closed and all services curtailed on Friday, July 4th in observance of Independence Day. The Recreation Commission will meet on Wednesday, July 9th at 5:30 p.m. at the Wytheville Community Center. The Wytheville Planning Commission will meet on Thursday, July 10th at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. And the next regular scheduled Wytheville Town Council meeting will be held on Monday, July 14th at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. And that's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Next is other business. Council member time. Start with Mr. Henn.
I don't have anything this evening, thank you.
Madison?
No, my issue has been taken care of, so I'm good.
I do have one thing. Was brought to me by two people regarding the intersection of 11th Street and Main. They said both individually said that they kind of they didn't wreck, but they kind of got pushed over because people didn't know where they were going, and they just thought it was very dangerous. So I told them I would bring that to council and stuff, and of course, you know, that's where.
I wonder if there should be some different striping. Maybe engineering could look at that, or, because once you get through the light, you don't know that it's no longer two lanes.
And it's going, yeah, it's
That's what's
going
happening. So I was just
west, I
curious if
think,
there
yeah.
was striping or something, maybe.
I mean, there's one little curve line, very dull at this point, but, you know, it's a small place, and people, if there's a car in there waiting to turn, the other people behind them probably don't see that that's the line to turn, because they don't see the light.
And they run out of the road.
You said at 11th and Main,
At the,
where the state police is at?
Correct,
so if we're coming from
going
East
west.
Main and coming up, and you're at the light coming down Main Street, you have two lanes, but once you get through the light, there's only one. But there really isn't anything to indicate. I won't say there isn't anything, but maybe it should be.
I think there are arrows on the,
I think there's
above
marked.
on the
I think
arm,
there's
but
marked.
in there on the pavement, but maybe there ought to be a sign that
I
says
just don't think
right,
once you get through.
right lane
the
must
light,
turn
there isn't
right.
any- Right, so maybe you could look at some striping, or maybe ask Billy Anderson or Public Works, whoever would be appropriate for that.
That means
That
you go
might
to
be-
Family Fair real quick.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually going the other way, you know, not,
Oh, you're going up the hill.
no, going west. But right
Yeah.
there by
Yeah.
the police office, sort of where someone else got
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Sure.
So anyway, so we'll get that dialogue to somebody to look at it. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I did have someone ask, and I'm not 100% sure of this, but I did see someone Saturday, and she said that the Old Stage Road is a bicycle route. I'm not familiar with that at all. Obviously, I don't ride a bicycle much, but she said there used to be like markings out there where there are like bicycle lanes or notice of bicycles. And I thought maybe she was talking about, going out Main Street. But she did say, and I said, "Are you sure it's Old Stage Road?" And she said yes. And if that can be looked into, she didn't know if there could be like some lights or something to be cautious for the bicycles. Or put something, like share the road on the pavement or something. But she was wondering, if that can be looked into. She said she's going to try to come to tonight's meeting, but I don't see her, so. And I think that's all.
Vice Mayor?
I do not have anything at this time.
Me.
All my requests have been answered. Mr. Moore has done a fantabulous job with answering my requests, so thank you.
And I would like to put on record that I am currently trying to work on something Ms. Moore's diligently has, and I know, from my understanding, Ms. Corvin's been doing the email across town in an issue that we've had for a little bit. I do want to thank you as many times as I've reached out, and y'all have I think you even went personally after hours, from my understanding, way after hours, when you probably shouldn't have even been working. But she said that she was really great that the town manager came to her house after hours in the interim to to try to talk to her, so thank you very much. That's a town manager for you. Thank you.
He used to do that when he was assistant town manager, too, all the time.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
taking calls after hours, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Very, very much nice.
All right, anything else on council member time? All right, one item under miscellaneous. I want to share with council that at your next town council meeting, we will have permanent computer things at your desk here that will be there for every meeting that everybody has up here. And did you want to add anything to?
I mean, if it covers it, you won't have to bring your iPads or anything, so.
Yeah. All right. So we were unsure, but is there anybody that thinks we need to go into a closed session this evening? It's on the thing here, but I don't think we didn't have any really. So no.
No for me.
Do you?
That's something. We got tomorrow night.
Yeah,
We
it's
can do
true.
We can do it tonight. We can talk some tonight.
You have to change it.
Okay, we can wait.
We can change it. Amend it.
It's okay.
If you want to, there's,
We can.
there's nothing wrong.
Can we- is it
I'm
too
just
late
saying
to-
that I'm
to-
just saying I didn't have anything, but I don't mind going.
Can we amend it?
I wouldn't mind looking at some of the, after looking at some things, I wouldn't mind to just have an open discussion if we can have, maybe a little bit.
Can we amend it to discuss personnel matter? Employee personnel matter?
Is that all we need to say, Sherry?
Yes, ma'am, we'll just need to take a motion in a second.
But we're adding something to,
Yes, you're gonna, rather than go into, it's still the A1.
okay,
It
so
would
it
just
doesn't matter.
be discussion regarding employee personnel.
All right. So town council now feels the need to go into a closed meeting pursuant to 2.2-3711A-1, discussion regarding the town manager's position and other employee positions. There we go. So I need a motion.
So move.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well, any opposed? We are now in closed session.
He's broken. I need to get a new set of glasses.
Did that snap on you?
They're just fake. They're, yes.
They're not fake, they're just.
Well, like, readers.
It is now necessary to reconvene into open session. We are now in open session. The town council needs to make a motion that is necessary to certify that only matters lawfully convening in open session were discussed. Do I need a motion?
So move.
A motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion? All right, roll call vote. Vice Mayor?
Johnson, aye.
Atkins, aye.
Taylor, aye.
Patterson, aye.
Hand eye.
We're now in open session. Is there anything else that council needs to talk about? I hear none. We are adjourned.
Thank